This Bitcoin MACD chart is signaling for the next major move towards the upside for Bitcoin. We are rejecting from of this mid-range here, but every single time the Bitcoin top was exactly around the red line area, and that could signal for a $240,000 Bitcoin. We are still trading within this range, and I am not opening any positions right now. But what do I want to see before opening up positions on Bitcoin? We will dive into that and way more in today's video, but first of all, please make sure to follow me over on X to never miss something throughout the day in crypto. And of course, I would really appreciate you guys to subscribe over on my YouTube channel, like this daily update video if you love those updates, and let's dive right away into the charts for now. Because we are seeing a MACD chart here in front of you on the 3-day time frame. What we are seeing is the MACD is very important. It gives us a really good signal of momentum, and especially if we look at the price, we can see some really interesting things. What we have been seeing here in the past, we saw it in September 2024. Bitcoin was ranging, but eventually the MACD crossed bullish, saw a golden cross, and after that the bottom was set and Bitcoin exploded towards the upside, and after that we saw a pump of approximately 90%. So that is not a small move, but that is not the only time we have seen this. In April 2025, the MACD crossed bullish once again and the bottom was set, and Bitcoin pumped towards the upside for approximately 50%. So also that, not a small move, and right now we are seeing that same signal happening once again. A really important thing to know is this crossover always tend to happen below the zero line, and that is really bullish. All the crossovers that has been above the zero line weren't at the bottom for Bitcoin, but right now the bottom is here to be set, and the next move for Bitcoin is about to start. And that will be not a small move, because if you look at the history of Bitcoin, this pump could easily bring Bitcoin towards the $120,000 once again. And that will be a 40% pump from off this signal. So this is really bullish, and I have never seen such a bullish signal on the MACD chart getting ignored by the Bitcoin price. Of course, it can that we will pump towards the $100,000, complete this MACD, and then see a next leg towards the downside. That is possible, of course, but a relief rally within this MACD bottom here is really likely. We are seeing a rejection from of this blue line here, and every single time we have seen that, Bitcoin was tend to break further towards the downside. But a really interesting thing is these two lines, the green and the red line, are very important. Why? Every single time Bitcoin was near the green line here, the bottom was set and Bitcoin exploded towards the upside. We have seen it happening in 2015, we have seen that happening in 2021, and we have seen the bear market bottom getting set here in 2022. But every single time the Bitcoin top was set around the red line, and right now we are not seeing an even close price action towards that red line. Of course, what we can see here in previous cycles, we pumped towards that blue line and we saw a rejection, and Bitcoin price dumped pretty massively. Right over here, it was very important to break the blue line, retest it, and Bitcoin went further towards the downside. But a really important thing is that first the Bitcoin price pumped towards the red line, and after that we were rejecting that blue line. Right now we are not even close to hit the top here. What could signal for a next leg towards the upside for Bitcoin to pump towards that red line here? And that red line will be a $250,000 Bitcoin. This could be massive, of course, if we see that rally towards the top here. If we see so, we need to scale out of Bitcoin, because that is probably, historical speaking, the top for Bitcoin, and we will dump all the way back to the green line, and that green line bottom is $35,000 right now. But if we pump further towards the upside and tap the red line here of $250,000, this line will probably increase as well, and the bottom will be set around $60,000. So this chart is also very bullish. Then if you look at the shorter time frame, what we can see here Still, I've been talking about this range a lot here, but nothing is happening in the market. So for now, plans are the exact same thing. We are still in this range. You could long the bottom, you could short the top. Every single time you did so, you made money. But a really important thing to know is the longer we range, the more liquidity we build up on both sides. Thus what we can see here is that we are setting up so much liquidity on the lower side here that there is a big chance of Bitcoin breaking down to take all the liquidity and then start its next leg towards the upside. That is exactly what we are gonna see at the top here. So we could take out all the shorts here on the top side and then start the next move towards the downside, and we could do exactly the same but then with the long side. So if we pump or dump exactly towards a blue box here, that is where I am scaling in positions because the liquidity has been taken out then and Bitcoin is free to move. For now, no setups. If we break towards the upside and we see a clean retest from resistance, I could also long this further towards the upside. But for now, I really want to see some volume kicking in the market once again because it is pretty low. And if something involved in the market, I will keep you posted about everything here. Please make sure to follow me over on X to never miss something or a setup ever again. And you can join my free Telegram link group with the first link in the description. So please make sure to do so. If something happens in the market, if the setup involved, I will post it right over there, and only thing you need to do is trade it over on WeX, and you can sign up on WeX through the second link in the description. You will have the best trading circumstances possible, and if we hit 500 subscribers, which we are really close, by the end of the year, WeX will give away 1000 USDT trading funds towards one of you guys. And if you follow my setup afterwards, you could easily make a few $1,000s with that trading bonus. So please make sure to do so and participate with this giveaway. Subscribe and sign up on WeX through the second link in the description. Then if you look at some on-chain data here, what we can see is that Binance Whales inflow just dropped over 50%. And this is really important because this tells us that big holders are no longer rushing coins to exchanges, and that is a really important thing because what we can see that it is dropping pretty heavily here, and that means that big holders don't want to sell their bags anymore, and that means that the sell pressure is drying up. And if we get some buy pressure in right now, that could see a massive pump for Bitcoin, because if nobody is selling and everyone is buying, the divergence is way too high and Bitcoin probably will pump further towards the upside, like targets I've been saying here around the $120,000. So I'm keeping my eyes on that as well. And that was it for today's video. Please make sure to follow me over on X to never miss something throughout the day in crypto. And of course, I would really appreciate you guys to subscribe over on my YouTube channel, like this daily update video, and I will see you tomorrow by a brand new Crypto Daily Update video.